Hey everybody, it's Jennifer with the Family Fudge and welcome to Bunches of Lunches. This week's lunches are all about favorites. I let the kids pick out some of their all-time favorite lunch items to help celebrate the last week of school. But don't worry you guys, over summer break, I'll still be sharing lots of fun lunch ideas. I'll still be making subscriber lunches, and I'll also be sharing lots of other fun videos like vlogs and challenges. Now before we get started, hit that red subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. Hey guys, and welcome to Tuesday. Now yesterday we didn't have school because it was Memorial Day. So for today's lunch I have a lot of leftovers from our weekend that I'm gonna throw into today's lunch. But to go along with this lunch, I'm going to be creating a very special treat. This treat is going to be a cross between an apple pie and a caramel apple salad. Now sometimes this salad is called Snickers salad, or it might be called candy bar apple salad. I've seen this a lot on Pinterest. But today I'm making my version. This is a really easy salad to make, but it doesn't usually go in a pie crust. So I'm kind of making something new here. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I'm gonna start by chopping up 6 mini Snickers bars. Of course, Snickers bars include chocolate, caramel, and peanuts. And this recipe is gonna make 6 mini pies, so it's really not that much candy. Next, I'm gonna be slicing and dicing 5 apples. You can use any apple you like. I prefer a tart apple because I think it's a good combination with all of the sweetness in here. And I chose not to peel the apple, but that's totally up to you if you want to do that. Okay, so far in my bowl I have my apples and my Snickers. Next I'm going to add some Cool Whip. Well, actually this is the generic whipped topping, but it's basically the same thing, just a little bit cheaper. Now, most recipes would have you add the entire carton of Cool Whip, so you can if you want, but I prefer mine with just about half instead. Now, all I have to do is mix this all together. Did I mention this was really easy? Yeah, it's really easy, just a few steps. Even your kids could help you make this. Now, all I have to do is fill up my ready-made pie crusts. You could also add a little drizzle of caramel or chocolate sauce. And then I'm gonna store these in the fridge until we're ready to eat them. And now on to the main course. Now for Memorial Day, it's very popular to have a barbecue, which might include hot dogs or hamburgers or even barbecue chicken. But for this lunch today, I'm actually gonna be taking some pre-cooked chicken. I've shredded it up, and then I'm gonna add our favorite barbecue sauce. This is the Kinder's mild barbecue sauce. It's not too spicy for the kids. And you guys, this Kinder's brand is actually a local company, so it's very popular in our area of the country. So I'm just adding a good amount of this sauce. I want this chicken to have lots of flavor. I'm just mixing it all up, and then I'm going to heat it up in the microwave. Next, I'm going to take some hamburger buns. I'm gonna add a touch of mayo to each of the pieces. Now, some people prefer coleslaw on top of their barbecue sandwiches, but my kids don't. In fact, they would prefer no veggies at all, but I'm gonna go ahead and sneak in a little bit of spinach. With all of that barbecue sauce in there, they probably won't even taste it. Next, I'm gonna add a good amount of the barbecue chicken right on top. This is nice and warm and it's smelling so good, but I don't wanna add too much that it just becomes a big mess. Just like that. And then last but not least, I'm gonna add a few pickle slices right on top. I don't know about you, but I think that pickles go really nicely in a barbecued sandwich. Now, before I put these in the lunchbox, I will go ahead and cut them in half. One whole sandwich tends to be a little bit too much for my kids, so half is just right. So I'm just gonna put half in their lunchbox. Doesn't that look good? The finishing touch is a little American flag food pick. This definitely helps keep the sandwich together and it looks super patriotic. Now moving on to the fruits and veggies. When I was a kid, we always had watermelon on Memorial Day. It's cool and refreshing and just about everyone loves watermelon, right? I decided to cut these in cute little wedges that kind of fit in the lunchbox. And then I'm gonna add another popular barbecue food, corn on the cob. Now usually I like to buy yellow corn, but I got to the grocery store a little bit late and all they had left was white corn. To me, it's not quite as flavorful, but it's still pretty good. Now, we really like to put corn on the grill, but for today's lunch, I kept it really simple by steaming them. I just steamed them up and added a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, on the side, another barbecue classic, I'm adding a deviled egg potato salad. I think out of all of my kids, Mackenzie will probably be the only one to eat this. This is pretty much the same recipe that my grandma used to make. It has potatoes, eggs, celery, onion, hard-boiled eggs of course, and a little bit of paprika. Then of course for our sweet treat today we have our caramel apple pies. They're nice and chilled. And then for the drink today, the most classic summer drink, of course I'm adding some lemonade. Okay friends, now as you can tell, they really enjoyed this lunch today. Like I predicted, Mackenzie was the only one who wanted potato salad, and unfortunately, half of Lily's pie ended up on the floor. But what do you think, Mackenzie? What was your favorite part of this lunch?
My favorite thing on this lunch was the potato salad. The apple pie was really tasty, but it was really messy.
Hey guys, and welcome to Wednesday. So today's lunch has a lot of Lily's favorite items. Of course, she loves the TV show Shimmer and Shine. Just don't ask me which one is Shimmer and which one is Shine because I don't really know. Let me know in the comments down below if you know which one is which. I do know which one is Leah though. She's the blonde one. Okay, so for Lily's lunch, I'm gonna start with the main course, and she requested hot dogs. So I'm using these really good all beef hot dogs. I pretty much only buy the all beef hot dogs. And then for the buns, I'm actually using a potato bun. Now, no, these don't actually taste like potato. Now, I asked Lily exactly how she wanted her hot dog prepared, and this is what she said. She likes her hot dogs grilled, but not burnt. She also likes a little bit of ketchup. She also likes mustard. Then, since she is my pickle-loving girl, she also enjoys having dill relish on her hot dog. Now, this is definitely not picture worthy, but I think it'll still taste good, and that's what is most important. Now moving on to the fruit. Miss Lily loves fruit of all kinds, but she especially loves pears. I like to get these ones from Trader Joe's because they're teeny tiny. In fact, I could probably fit the entire pear in the lunchbox. But to make it a little bit easier for her, I will go ahead and cut it up. Now, as far as the vegetable goes, I don't think she really has a favorite, but one vegetable that she tolerates pretty well is carrots, so that's what I'm adding today. And I just went ahead and used my crinkle cutter to slice these up. I think it looks really fun that way. Oh yes, and of course, I will not forget the ranch. It's kind of like my spoonful of sugar, right? This little jar of ranch helps the vegetables go down. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any Shimmer and Shine food picks, but I do have this teeny tiny cute little fork, so I'm gonna add it into the pears so Lily can use that to pick them up. Now for snack time today, Lily requested a string cheese and a handful of these Skinny Pop popcorn mini cakes. And these are actually in the sharp cheddar flavor. Now I get these at Target. I like that these are made with really good ingredients. These are pretty much just like a rice cake if you've ever had one of those before, but these are a lot smaller. And they do come in several different flavors, but the cheddar is definitely our favorite. So I'm just gonna take a handful of these and fit them down into my little snack container. And then for her sweet treat today, something a little bit different. Lily requested this cereal. Now this is actually a Neapolitan flavored cereal, so of course there's chocolate and vanilla and strawberry in there. When the kids have cereal for a snack, they almost always have it dry. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit into another snack container. These little cereal puffs kind of look like jewels, so they work out nicely for the Shimmer and Shine lunch. And then check this out, you guys. I love this little snack system because I can actually join these two containers together. I could add even more sections if I had other snacks, and then the lid goes right on top. So it's kind of a fun, unusual food container. And then last but not least, of course, I have our special Shimmer and Shine drinks. I have two different flavors. One is fruit fusion and the other is grape. And these actually have no added sugar. So it's kind of more like a flavored water than an actual juice. And there we have it. Of course, these are Lily's favorites, but I'm pretty sure all the other kids will enjoy it too. Now, before I let the kids dig in, I do want to take a picture to post on Facebook and Instagram. If you're not already following us there, I totally invite you to. Okay guys, lunchtime is over now. As you can tell, they did good. Looks like they liked everything. But let's hear what Lily has to say about it.
My food was the hot dog, the pails, the cereal, and Alex everything.
Hey guys, and welcome to Thursday. Today's lunch is going to include a lot of Jackson's favorites, including Minions. Now, Jackson himself often reminds me of a goofy Minion. Sometimes he also reminds me of a purple Minion, if you know what I mean. For the main course of this lunch, we're going to be making pizza. This is pita bread pizza. I just buy this pre-made pita bread from Costco. It's nice and soft. It makes the perfect quick pizza. The kids love making their own pizzas, and they each like their pizza a little bit different. For Jackson, he's all about the cheese and pepperoni. He keeps it very classic. Let me know in the comments down below if you like pineapple on your pizza, because some people do and some people really don't. So now that the pizzas are done, it's time to move on to the fruit and veggie. For his fruit today, Jackson chose cuties. But you guys, I'm not sure what's up with these cuties because they are ginormous. Oh yes, and I went ahead and left the peel on because Jackson actually likes to peel his oranges. Now before I move on to the veggie, I will go ahead and add some of these eye picks. I love doing this with oranges and sandwiches. It kind of makes them look like cute little monsters, and it's really easy. Now Jackson is another one of my kids who is not super crazy about vegetables, but he will eat them. Today I'm just going to add some cucumber. This is definitely one of my favorite ways to do it. I actually start by removing about 50% of the peel in this stripy pattern. And then instead of just slicing it with a regular knife, I'm going to cut this with my crinkle cutter. I get asked about this quite often. It is from Pampered Chef. I'm pretty sure you can find similar cutters on Amazon. If you're curious, I do have an Amazon store where I put all of my favorite lunch supplies. And then the last step to making this look extra special is to offset each slice, which kind of gives it a checkerboard-like pattern. Now to go along with this, I'm also adding a yogurt tube. Jackson loves yogurt, and this one is a strawberry banana flavor. And speaking of bananas, I'm also gonna throw in some of these Despicable Me banana puffs. I saw these in the grocery store the other day and I was like, we have to try these. They look really interesting. Of course, you know Minions love bananas. So here they are. They kind of look like a Cheeto, but definitely not cheese flavored. I'll go ahead and give one a try. And to be honest, I'm not sure if they're my favorite, but I'll let the kids try them and we can find out what they think. Now before I move on to the drink, I'm also gonna throw in a ranch. I definitely don't want to forget that. Now if you know Jackson, you'll know he's a huge fan of juice, and I have several different Minion ones to choose from. First, I have a fruit and veggie blend. Also have these new Good to Grow drinks. These are a little bit different because you actually remove the entire top and you don't drink through a spout, so I think they're better for older kids. Now this is not technically juice, it's a flavored water. This also doesn't have any added sugar, and these new tops I think are really fun. Now I couldn't fit the entire pizza in the lunchbox, so I did give the big kids 2 pieces, and Lily had about 1.5 pieces. Not all of the kids wanted the snack today, but they did all enjoy the banana puffs. What did you think, Jackson? What was your favorite?
My favorite part of this lunch was the pizza. I also love the oranges and the banana puffs. And of course the drink.
Hey guys, and happy Friday! It's the very last day of school for the entire year. I'm so excited. Now as you can tell, I'm going with a Paw Patrol theme because today I'm actually including Griffin's lunch. I've had so many requests to show what he eats for lunch. Now since this is a Griffin themed lunch, it's definitely going to include some of his favorite foods. Out of all the kids, Griffin is probably my pickiest eater, but he will always, well, almost always eat mac and cheese. So when I saw this Paw Patrol mac and cheese, I thought it would be perfect for this lunch. Now I've never actually made this mac and cheese before, but you can see that the noodles have kind of a paw shape to them. So I'll go ahead and boil up the noodles. Okay, you guys, time for my honest opinion because as you may already know, I've made a lot of mac and cheese recently, and I have to say that this Paw Patrol mac and cheese, the little shapes did not stay together like at all. Almost all of them are breaking apart, and I promise I did not overcook these noodles. They just are falling apart. But really, it's not a huge deal. I think it'll still taste good. I'm still gonna feed it to the kids. I'm gonna add the butter and the milk, the cheese packet, and then mix it up. Now moving on to the fruit, Griffin is another one of my kids who pretty much likes all fruit, but he especially loves mango, fresh mangoes. So I'll go ahead and give this a smash. No, really you guys, it looks smashed because this mango happens to be super ripe, but I tried it and it still tastes really good. And then I know this doesn't technically count as a veggie, but Griffin loves avocados. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in his lunch. Now when I give him avocado, I like to cut it into larger pieces. And then I like to sprinkle some of this everything but the bagel seasoning on top. This has sea salt, garlic, and powdered onion. And surprisingly, even though he's little, he loves it. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on top and get it into the lunchbox. Now, I don't know if you guys saw our grocery haul video that came out yesterday, but when Griffin saw these tomatoes in the store, he got so excited. He apparently loves tomatoes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some of those into the lunch as well. We'll see if he still loves them. I don't know, it might have changed. For his sweet treat today, I'm gonna add a couple of these JoJo's. These are the Neapolitan ones, so there's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry in there. And then since I already gave him a cookie for his drink, I'm just gonna give him water, but I am reusing this really cute Paw Patrol bottle to go along with today's theme. Okay, Griffin, did you like this lunch today?
Mango, what's my favorite?
Whoa, you guys, 4 lunch boxes take up like my entire screen. That's a lot of lunches. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any big summer plans. Like I said, we'll still be doing lunch videos over the summer, but we also have some really big plans, which we announced in yesterday's video. So definitely go check out that video if you're curious. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.